Hi, my name is Farisha. So our task is explore what SCM, that's Software Configuration Management, is and why it's important. Keep track of code changes. Use a non-technical example like organizing files in folder to demonstrate. So first is, what is Software Configuration Management? Okay, that mean is a broader process that encompasses the management of the entire software development life cycle. So in software configuration management, SCM, the process will be first controlling, second organizing, and tracking changes in software development. We have three examples. First in software, second in hardware, and third is in networking. For in software, the SCM function is change option like user permission or display setting. In hardware, the SCM function is setting the BIOS to connect device, and in networking is setting up ID address, gateway, protocol to enable communication between device. Okay, next, the key component of SCM. First is configuration identification, such as code files, document, and libraries that need tracking. Second is configuration control, that enforcing control and systematic process for making change. And third is configuration status accounting. So this will be focused on recording and report the status of configuration item throughout the project. And number four is configuration auditing, that's conduct periodic review and audit to ensure that the software configuration with the project requirement and specification. And last is configuration management planning, that the process will be applied to a project life cycle.
Now I will explain about the importance of software configuration management. First point is facilitating team collaborations. Software configuration management streamlines merging code from different branches, enabling teams to integrate change often and keep everyone up to date with the latest code. Second is optimize productivity and reduce costs. Software configuration management simplifies development, testing, and reducing manual effort and cutting costly errors. This leads to faster delivery and long-term cost saving.
So the next importance of software configuration management is risk management, which SCM can help identify potential risks in the supply chain, such as supplier failures or disruptions. By having contingency plans in place, companies can mitigate this risk and maintain operations. The last one is sustainability, which effective SCM can lead to more sustainable practices by optimizing resource use and reducing environmental impact. Companies can implement greener practices throughout their supply chains.
Good day everyone. Today I will present how software configuration management or SCM principle can be applied in a non-technical scenario, which is event planning. This example demonstrates how this technical concept can be translated into practical, real-world application to ensure better organization, tracking, and accountability. Let's dive into each principle step by step. First, we have configuration identification. This principle is about naming and organizing items for easy tracking. In our non-technical example of event planning, we create a central folder to store all documents, just like a software repository. Each document is labeled with a clear name and version. For instance, guest list version 1 represents the initial list of guests. Event schedule version 1 refers to the draft schedule. By maintaining this structure, we ensure that everyone can easily locate the latest version of a document, reducing confusion and improving efficiency. The next principle is configuration control. It's about managing changes systematically. In our event planning example, whenever there are updates such as adding new guests or revising the event schedule, we create a new version instead of overwriting the old one. For example, when new guests are added, guest list version 1 becomes guest list version 2. This process ensures that all changes are documented and older versions remain accessible for reference. Even in this non-technical context, this principle helps maintain clarity and prevent any loss of information. Configuration status accounting is about keeping a record of changes and tracking the current state of item. For event planning, we maintain a logbook or table to record updates. For instance, guest list version 1 initially included 100 guests. Guest list version 2 added 5 guests from the sponsor team. This logbook provides a clear history of changes, making it easier to understand what has been updated and why. It mirrors how SCM tracks software changes in a technical environment, but here it's applied in a practical, non-technical way. The fourth principle is configuration auditing, which ensures that everything meets the required standard. In event planning, this means regularly reviewing documents to ensure they are up to date and accurate. For example, before sending invitation, we check to confirm that we are using guest list version 1, the most recent version. This step helps avoid error such as sending outdated information and ensure that all details align with the event requirement. Lastly, configuration management planning. Focus on setting clear guidelines and responsibility for managing document and changes. In event planning, this means first, labeling all documents with name and version number such as budget version 1 or schedule version 2. Then, saving update as new version instead of editing the original file. After that, conducting regular reviews to ensure all files are correctly labeled and organized. This structured approach ensures that the entire planning team stay aligned and the event proceeds smoothly. Even though this is non-technical example, it reflects the same level of discipline found in software management. In conclusion, this non-technical example of event planning illustrates how SCM principle can be applied beyond software development. This principle, when adapted to everyday scenario, help improve organization, tracking, and accountability.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good day to everyone. And today kita will present to you about another non-technical example for software configuration management. So you know that software configuration management not only can be applied in technical situation, but also can be applied in non-technical examples such as family recipe book. So first, we start with configuration identification. In our family recipe group, recipe is identified with a unit name, recipe number, and configurator. For instance, grandma file, volume 1, and Uncle Joe's barbecue version 2. This library helps us know exactly which recipe we're working with and ensures we can check the version accurately. So next is configuration control. Let's say if someone wants to update or modify a recipe, they need to create a new version on a fresh sheet of paper, label it with a new version number, and place it behind the original in the recipe finder. So the original recipe is preserved and any updates are approved and organized sequentially. Now we move to configuration status accounting. To keep track of changes, the family uses a logbook where every update is recorded. For example, when aunt wants to change grandma's file version 1 to less user, the log will have an entry margin and provide a clear record of changes. So, the log provides a complete history of every change and ensures everyone knows which version is the most current. For example, aunt needs to write another topic for the recipe to the grandma's file version 2, less sugar, and the option. The next is then has configuration auditing. Occasionally, someone in the family, like a dedicated organizer, uses the cylinder and the logbook to make sure everything runs. They check that each recipe has a proper version number and labeling, and that no unauthorized changes have been made, and that each recipe in the binder has a major version number or a log entry. They flag it and correct the issue, ensuring consistency of the recipe for all the generations. And the next component, family configuration management planning. At the start of the project, the family creates a plan outlining how everything will be organized in same action, how to label each recipe, the name and the version number, and the date of establishment. And the next is the process for updating recipes with a new sheet for each version and record the change in the log. The risk for regular audit to ensure everything follows the set guidelines so that everything will be orderly. So what does all these achieve? By applying software configuration management SCM principles, the family ensures that their recipe is organized, changes, and are tracked systematically, and nothing gets lost. This method preserves the integrity of the recipe while allowing for collaboration and improvement of the recipe day by day and generation by generation. Whether you are managing software, code, or a family group, SCM principles for structure, clarity, and control. So that's all from us.
Thank you for your time and attention.